20 plus years, at some point, you realized you were married into crazy.
And that's what our podcast is all about. We offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as we unpack this crazy thing called marriage.
So sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
All right, let's go.
What's going on, y'all? This is DeAndre Williams. I just wanted to give a quick testimony about the services that I've been receiving from Ernie Casey and Married Into Crazy. It's amazing. They provide everything I need, and it's helped me transition to another level in my business. So if you're out there, reach out to Ernie Casey and Married Into Crazy, and they will provide great service.
Welcome to episode 121 of the Married Into Crazy podcast with Snooks and Lovey.
I'm Snooks.
And I'm Lovey. So now that you know who we are, we want to welcome everybody back once again, like we always do, because you have so many choices, particularly right now around the holidays. Everyone's at home for the most part. Because
first of all, not everyone, because I'm going back to work tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
Wow. You should see the smile on his face when he said, yes, you are.
But I mean, for the holidays, some people had time off just for the holidays because Christmas just passed. By the way, happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
It's day 3. So what
don't you get presents for Kwanzaa?
Look, she's always looking for an angle.
I'm just asking a question, babe.
Always looking for an angle to get gifts.
Whatever.
So, okay. So how was your Christmas?
Christmas was great. We did, something very different from what we've done in the past. So I think Lovey has talked about how big my family is, or I know we've talked about it. And traditionally, we have anywhere from 50 to 60 plus people in our home on Christmas. So because of the COVID season, everyone stayed home. But what we did was we went to my father-in-law's house on Christmas Eve. We were over there, kind of had dinner with them and just set up, and we,
talked, laughed.
Yeah, talked, just kind of fellowship with them for a few hours. And then we went to my mom's house. My mom and our parents basically live like not even a mile, maybe a mile apart, 2 miles tops away from each other. So we went to my mom's house that evening later on, and we spent the night over to my mom's house. So we have our own tradition where we get in our pajamas and we watch a cartoon. And our Christmas Eve cartoon is Prep and Landing. We watched that. Both of them. There's Prep and Landing, and then there's
2 Prep and Landing cartoons.
Okay, basically, yeah. So Levy's getting irritated because I'm going into great detail. Anyway, we watched that. We didn't get over there till hecka late. So my mom was a trooper and she stayed up with us. It was like midnight when she finally went to sleep. So it was our 2 girls, my husband and I, my mom and my brother was there. So we got up the next morning and we made breakfast, and we had, breakfast Christmas morning with my mom. And then we came home and we opened up our gifts. We got home about noon, I guess.
So the cool thing is that even though COVID has changed the way that we approach a lot of our holidays, there's an opportunity to create new traditions. I'm not saying we're going to do that every year, but I thought it was kind of cool because both of our parents, they're at risk for contracting COVID because of the conditions and their age and so forth. And so it put them in a position where they really can't come out and go visit, do whatever. We're not supposed to anyway, but it forced us to come up with creative ways to spend time with them and not put them at risk. So spending the night over at mom's was interesting. It was fun.
It was fun.
Found out my brother-in-law can snore.
Oh my God.
Outsnored me. We were like dueling banjos. I'm sure Snooks didn't get any sleep whatsoever.
I got absolutely no sleep because Lovey and I were on one couch. My mom, bless her heart, she was like, okay, you and Ernest can sleep in my room. She changed her sheets and everything. And I was like, Mom, we're not finna sleep in the room in your bed. And she goes, well, I'll sleep on the couch with the girls. I was like, that's a negative. And so she was almost arguing me down about it. And I had to say, Lovey's not going to do that. And she stopped and she goes, oh, he won't. I was like, no, he's not gonna put you out of your bed. So Lovey and I slept on the couch, on one couch. My brother slept on the other couch. Lovey went to sleep first, and I already knew. I was like, okay, he's going to be snoring because he's laying on his back. when my brother got back to the house, oh my God, he sounded like a monster.
Well, you know, it's bad when he's waking me up.
I was like, what the heck?
Waking up like, this brother is going to town.
And I'm looking at Lovey like, I know you're not trying to talk, but yeah, so they were like battling back and forth, and I got absolutely no sleep. And I should have got up and went and got into bed with my mom,
Right.
but my mom sleeps with her TV on. So between my husband, my brother snoring, and then my mom's TV, which I could hear up front, I was like, nah, because I don't know if I would get any sleep anyway, you know. But it was fun. We had a good time, made breakfast, and we just kind of hung out. And I was glad that we were able to do that because my mom's by herself. And it just didn't, you know, I was really in angst about what's going to happen for Christmas because my mom is by herself. And I was like, no, Linda ain't finna be by herself for Christmas. So
you got to be open to new things. Try and, you know, and it's, I know we're coming up to a new year, but it's one of those things where regardless of what, you know, that saying about if the world or the life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
mm-hmm.
There's some truth to that, to where you got to do your best with whatever cards you're dealt. You just got to take the cards, play them the best to your ability, you know. And the following morning on the 26th, we had our very last Married into Crazy workshop at the end of the year. And,
mm-hmm.
you know, of course, California and St. Louis were in the house. We had a good time with that couple. And it was so funny because we ended up, it was the longest one we've ever had because it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We were laughing and joking, and, you know, it's always nice to come together with people that you haven't met before, but you have the opportunity to pour into their lives. And that's why we do what we do every single month. So please, we're going to carry this over into 2021. Be sure to go to our website. It's going to be in the show notes as well, but you can also go to our website and sign up there also. And I think that because we're going to carry that over into 2021, I want to jump right into it, you know, talking about how everyone, it seems right now,
is ready for 2020 to be over.
They are.
Yeah. Everybody, 2020 was a bust. 2020 was blah, blah. And it's like, well,
it had more challenges.
Yeah. I would not call it a bust. I mean, it challenged and it stretched us in more ways than we probably were ready for.
Well, let's talk about some of the things that we faced that stood out. I know that
because of COVID or just in
just
general,
2020. I got diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And had to go procedure and had to have it cut out and all of that. And that was kind of shocking. Didn't see that coming.
No, didn't see that coming at all. And that was kind of like, wait, what? You know, I'm like you, I wasn't expecting that diagnosis to come back. And that was, go ahead.
I'm excited about it because it gave answers. It gave some finality, because for the last 2 years, they were like on and off, you know, there was like,
the stuff.
Yeah, there was like blood in my urine, and the doctors could never figure out what was going on. And they thought I had kidney stones, and they thought, you know, maybe something's wrong with the gallbladder. And then, you know, when they took a culture early on, there was like no indication. We tested, it didn't say anything worth biopsying, but, you know, I'm being uncomfortable getting scoped, and they can't find anything. And then all of a sudden, there was like, oh, there's 4 tumors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was nice to actually get those answers. I'm not saying it's nice to get cancer, but you know what I mean.
But just you know, it's like the Lord works in mysterious ways. You know, we always say that, but just think about how, because can you detect? It's not like you can go to the bathroom and be like, oh, something's wrong, I got cancer. You know, they have to do something, a procedure in order to find out that you have it. You know, it's not something that I could touch you and it's detectable like that. Like with breast cancer, you do your exam and, you know, like, okay, I have a lump. Let's go get a
mammogram.
Mammogram or something like that. But I feel like because you were having the same recurring thing, you know, that's how you were able to find the cancer so early.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And that's what, I guess that's my long way of getting around to that part.
Yeah. And so early. I mean, we're talking about stage 0. I didn't even know there was a stage 0. And it was
the detectable stage, but not up to where, you know, you required.
It was the least, and we've talked about this before in the podcast, where it was the lowest level of cancer that's even detectable to even end up on the scale. And I forget what it's called, but it was like non-invasive papillary carcinoma. But they were able to get all the tumors, and so right now I'm cancer free. So that was a shock, but then there was a silver lining to that as well. when the doctor says, look, there's the one thing nobody ever wants to hear is you have cancer. But if you hear that, the next sentence you really want to hear is what I'm about to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that it's at the lowest level you could possibly get that's detectable. And so that was a blessing.
You know what? And okay, kind of off the subject, not really, but I just think about how blessed we are, because just kind of to your point of what you were just talking about, how you were diagnosed with cancer, but like you said, the next sentence was, oh, but it's at the stage 0 or whatever. You had the type of cancer, or you at the stage of cancer where if you get it, this is how you want to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me think back to 1996, where when you got stabbed in the heart, oh my God. But if you get stabbed in the heart, this is the way that you want to get stabbed in the heart. It missed all of the vital organs or whatever. I mean, the what is it called?
It was the doctor
a milliliter
said,
or whatever.
And was like showing like, oh, if it goes like, he was like, he got stabbed with it. It was like a group of students that were standing around with him. We're at a teaching university where I actually ended up being saved at UC Davis, and the cardio it wasn't a cardiothoracic surgeon that did this. It was the cardiologist. The attending cardiologist had a model of the heart and had a pin, and said that the knife went into his heart. The only way that you could possibly get stabbed in the heart without actually compromising both chambers and goes a millimeter in any direction.
Yep.
And his heart would have exploded. It would have been compromised.
So that's how, when he came out and he told us, he had a little piece of paper and he was trying to draw a diagram, and you should have seen us all trying to huddle around. Okay, I want to see what he's drawing. And so he drew it for us, and it's like either here, there, or it didn't even matter. It just the little sliver of a move, you would have died, so.
It's crazy because you think about stuff like that, right? And then not belittling the challenge that I faced, not belittling any of the challenges that anybody listening has faced. But if you're listening to our voices right now, you won. You're on the other side of that, or you're going through it, but you have an opportunity to continue to still fight.
Right. That's true.
There's a blessing in the awakening. You might be in pain. You might be having a difficult time. It may not be the life that you're used to. It might be the thing that this is nothing like I anticipated. You just don't know how hard it is. I have absolutely no idea how hard it is for you. Just like you had no idea how hard it was for me to go through 2 open heart surgeries back to back and have to heal from one and go to another, and to have a collapsed lung. And one of the lungs was so collapsed that it was like, the way they told me was that like basically my left lung was a wet bag that had to be reinflated. And I can't tell you, I can't explain, unless the only people that know are the ones that have gone through it, how painful that is.
Well, you have to blow into that thing.
When you have to blow into a respirometer, I can't tell you how many curse words. I probably invented a few, cussing out the nurses, the respiratory therapists, because of what I had to go through. But it was worth it. And when you're going through it, it's hell. It's absolute hell.
When you had to cough.
Oh my God.
I love he almost tore my arm off because I was being supportive, and he had to cough. He had the pillow around him, and I was holding his hand, and he just like, I was like, okay, I need a cast now.
And it's just, but whatever you're going through, and we can't belittle it. We can't say that, oh, get over it. And, okay. So I was speaking with a client earlier today, and I just got to share this, that there was a client that I was talking to. It's one of my coaching clients, and it's on a monthly basis. And she and I were talking about 2 things that going into 2021 that her, that focus should be on. And one of them was stop comparing. And it wasn't that she was doing that, but it was one of those things where it's like, okay, this is your task for 2021. 2 rules going into the new year. Number 1, no more comparing. Don't compare yourself to another leader. Don't compare yourself to another woman. Don't compare yourself to another man. Don't compare yourself to another couple. Don't compare yourself to your next door neighbors, to anyone, other than if there's going to be any comparison, it has to be that person looking back at you in the mirror. From a couple perspective, you can't it's not about you and your spouse comparing yourselves to your past. It's you. What were your contributions to your relationship? How can you be a better wife? How can you be a better husband? How can you be a better version of you? If there's comparison, that's the only comparison that can take place is how am I getting better than I was yesterday? Mm-hmm. And the second part of that was don't belittle what you're going through. Don't think that, oh, you know what? I should be able to get through this. So-and-so did this. Hey, that's comparison. But then on the other side of that is, this is so stupid. I should be able to do this. No, don't do that. Don't take that thing, whatever it may be, and make it so unfantastic or so little that you're going to really talk about yourself saying, oh, I should be able to do this. I'm so stupid. Oh my God. I hate it when people do that and say, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I can't do this. I'm so dumb, or I'm so weak, or I'm like, don't belittle what you're going through, because everybody has a different level of resiliency. You can stretch a rubber band to a certain extent. You can have two rubber bands that come off the same manufacturing line, but they have different resiliency. And just because one rubber band can be stretched a certain way, you can't think that, oh, I should be able to stretch the next one the same way. Everyone's different. And just because that thing that you're going through, you see somebody else go through it and they got through it like that, no problems. Don't think that you need to be able to go through it just that quickly as well. Your challenge is your challenge, and it's your challenge to deal with. And you should just focus on that and deal with it. However you do, but don't belittle it. It's your process.
I was about to say, well, I think we have to learn how to appreciate the process. Sometimes we talked about this before in many different things, but we're so focused on getting it done that the process is not something that we appreciate. The journey is not what we appreciate or what we pay attention to or what we focus on. We just think about, I just got to get to there. I just need to be there. There. That's all I care about is there. I don't care about nothing else, but as long as I get there, and we say that a lot too. I don't care about how it's done as long as I get it done. How long as this, but I think we miss a lot when we say we don't care about the process, or we don't care about, because during my process, that's how I'm going to be able to help somebody. That's how I'm going to be able to help. I want to say free them or deliver them or whatever, but they're going to get the nuggets are going to be from the process,
right?
Not from, oh yeah, you got there. Okay. That's great. You got there. But the nuggets will be about how I got there, and how I got there is the process that I took or whatever, that's what I'm going to be able to share.
And that is so true. It's one of those things that commit to the process. Going into 2021, everyone's concerned about, okay, what do we say every single year? New year, new me, new year, new you. Look, how about this? New year, because I talked about this earlier with another group. New year, know you. Know who you are. Mm-hmm. If you don't know who you are at your core, know why you do the things that you do, you can't do something different if you don't really even know who you are, what you're about, why you've done the things that you've done in the past, which is why we truly believe that you need to go through our workshop at the end of every month. It's free. There's no reason why you shouldn't participate in this. And we provide you with a self-assessment, right? It's like a self-survey, basically, is what it is. Don't let the word assessment scare you. It's a self-survey that people pay a lot of money for, and we're actually giving it away because we want to invest in you. Our goal is to help as many couples as possible. We want to do that at a level in 2021 that we've never done before. So much so to the fact that we have actually a sponsorship in going into 2020. This will be the first time talking about this, but as they're going to try and create a new you, people are always having these new fitness goals or what have you. Look, Snooks is killing me right now because she's got this new program on Beachbody. So if you go to marriedintocrazy.com, you're going to see several pages, and at the top of the page or thereabouts towards the top of the page, you're going to see a link to do Beachbody on demand. That's where, particularly right now during COVID, we're stuck at home. If you can't get to your gym, depending upon what state you're in or what county you're in or what have you, you can do workouts at home with Beachbody. And we're not saying this because they're just a sponsor. We've been a part of Beachbody as far as customers
for years.
Mm-hmm. For years. And I'm not saying this because, oh, he's a coach. I'm not a coach. I am just a customer. I've done P90X multiple times. I've done the original one. You're looking at me like, oh, well, maybe it don't work.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
But I've done the original P90X. I've done P90X3, which I really love. It's a 30-minute version. I've done some Shailene workouts. I've done Shanti.
That crazy man.
The crazy man, Shanti. Insanity. I was doing P90X before there was an on-demand.
Yeah.
We were buying, like, I've got DVDs in there. I've got the original Insanity in there.
Yeah. I'm going to just say, don't start out with Shanti.
Oh, please don't. Sean will kill you.
Sean will kill you. I was like, if I ever see Sean, I'm going to punch him.
Well, right now,
what was you thinking?
And we're just throwing this in there. Snooks and I are doing, what is that one called? It's called 10 rounds.
10 rounds.
10 rounds. I don't know the dude's name.
Joel Freeman. I don't know if it's Freeman, but
this thing is so much fun.
Oh my God. So I like to box, and I'm not, I would probably never get in the ring, because if you hit me, I will not follow the rules. You hit me in my face, I'm going to be mad for real. It's going to be on, we're going to street fight, but I like boxing, shadow boxing and all that. And, that's what 10 rounds is.
10 rounds is all about boxing. And it's so much fun. And I was thinking, oh, that's weak. You're not even hitting nobody. Man, when I say you start doing these workouts, it's something else. It's a 6-week program. But look, on us, go ahead and click on the banner that you'll find on our website. Again, marriedintocrazy.com, and then click on the little Beachbody block that you'll see there on the top of our pages. And you'll get 2 weeks free by clicking on it through our website. So we want you to get 2 weeks free, Beachbody on demand, and choose whatever program. There's so many programs. Yeah. There's if you like to do what is that, bar or whatever, they've got like the I hate to say ballerina dance, but I know it's hard because I have friends that do it and they say how difficult it is. There's that. There's Pilates. There's so many. There's yoga. There's
also nutrition on there.
There's all kinds of nutrition stuff. I mean, it's an amazing program. 21-day fix. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on, but that's a way for you to start anew. And so the reason why we're this whole theme of starting things anew in 2021 is because we firmly believe that your spouse deserves a new you. You deserve a new you.
Do you deserve a new me?
I deserve a new you, girl. Now, when I say we deserve a new you, I'm not talking about get your body right, get it tight, not all that stuff, though you can through Beachbody on demand. What we're talking about is don't be the same person you were in 2019.
Or 2020.
Or 2020. We said there should be no comparison. The only comparison that you should have is you. How do you become a better version of yourself over the year before, over the week before? We should all be growing every single year. And I think that at every stage of your marriage, every stage of your relationship, it should be a better version of you.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So I know for a fact that I am not, thank God, the same person, the same husband that I was in 2015, that I was in what?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. 2015, you let me stay home. So.
Oh, you want that guy back?
I want him back. Where'd he go? No, I'm playing.
No, but we have different mindsets, different things. Mm-hmm. I take things, I'm better at communication.
Yeah.
As a result of the program that we try to share with people every single month in our workshop. But, now that I'm certified, not just as a life coach, as an extreme execution life coach, but also as an Intermetrics certified consultant, I have a much more in-depth knowledge of how to utilize this and help people really get behind their how they communicate, why they're making the decisions that they do, and to help them along. But most importantly, it's helping me communicate better with my family.
Mm-hmm. Well, just kind of thinking about what you were saying too about deserving a new spouse or being a new you or a better you. If in fact, we say that we grow all the time, we're evolving, we're becoming better at everything else that we do. We should be. We're striving to be. If we're in school, I'm striving to be a better student. If I'm working, I'm striving to be a better employee, or, I'm trying to get to where I'm self-employed or whatever it is. There's always something that we're trying to do better. I don't think anyone, unless you're just at the tip top and you don't need any type of improvement anywhere. But then that would mean you're Jesus, and we're not, So we can always learn something. We can always improve on some things, and that's the growth mindset. We kind of talked about this kind of earlier on different podcasts about having a growth mindset.
Right.
We should always have a growth mindset. I'm growing in how I communicate with my husband. I'm growing in how I communicate with my children. I'm growing in how I accept responsibility for the things that I've done wrong, or the things that I've said, or I've not. Okay, Rana, okay, Snooks, you need to do this. Or I'm growing on how I what is that? Not witness, but how I see, oh, okay, I saw I did this wrong, or I see what the outcome was of that. Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. My self-talk is getting better. Lovey earlier said he hates when people say, "Oh my God, I'm so stupid." I I am I'm very guilty of that, because I'll do something like, "Oh my God, I'm so dumb," and he gets so upset. That's self-talk. You're sabotaging, blah, blah, blah. And I never thought about it like that, because I'm like, it's just a saying, but garbage in, garbage out. You are what you say. And those type of things, where you start to really look at them and be like, we really should take stock in what we're saying about ourselves and what we're doing, and really understand and really think that there is room for improvement. Don't ever settle for just being what you were before, when you can grow.
Absolutely. And then there's always going to be opportunity for growth. So let me ask you, so going into 2021, are there like, I'm going to put both of us on the spot. I mean, and I want each of you to start thinking of this as well. When I asked the question of Snooks and myself, I'm asking it of you as well. What are a couple of things that you want to improve on in 2021 from a relationship standpoint? From a what?
I was going to say, y'all start closing the cabinets.
Okay. I will accept that.
I'm not.
I know. I see. I know she wasn't going to go there. But I know, but what is this that you can improve on from a relationship standpoint? Maybe it's just, maybe it's more rhetorical than anything else, but what can you think of that you can do to be a better spouse? Think of it this way. It's December 2021. You're looking back over the year and you're like, just reflecting, thinking, yeah, you know what? I did that better this year than I did this last year. And I know that my spouse truly appreciated that. Mm-hmm. What are those things that you can do to be a better version of you? Those are the things that I think are worth really striving towards. Mm-hmm. And there's other things too. Like I know that there's other things I'm looking forward to in 2021.
Besides Jamaica?
Right? I'm looking forward to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Provided we get there.
Yeah.
Come on, COVID.
Come on.
Calm your butt down, because 6 months we're supposed to be in Jamaica.
Right. We are supposed to. Yeah, we are. So our youngest is graduating. That's the plan, is for the fam to go out and yeah.
COVID, sit your butt down.
Go away.
Sit your butt down somewhere, and not in Jamaica.
Not in Jamaica. Not on the plane. Not anywhere.
But these are the things that we're looking forward to, right? So again, this isn't going to be a big, drawn out end of year where we're going to reflect on the top 20 things that we talked about this year. We could have easily done that, but we're going to ask you to go back through the library and really take a look and see, what stands out? What are some of the titles? What are some of the things? Read the descriptions. There's a lot of information. We've had some absolutely amazing interviews this past year. We had an interview with, multi-Grammy award winning Joey Kibble and his wife, Tina. And Tina ruled. She was amazing. So we spoke with them about what it's like to be in a household where a person's just, traveling. All of a sudden, COVID, boom, you're stuck at home. Mm-hmm. This guy's been traveling all over the world for his music with Take Six. Mm-hmm. Then, we talked to another couple that, broke up and ended up getting back together again.
Yeah.
And asked them what was the main thing for them. It was redemption. It was a story of redemption in their relationship and how they came back together, and they have the most amazing marriage. You got two opposite ends of the spectrum. You got somebody that's a high profile Grammy winner, and then you got somebody else that is, a regular person. Not that Joey and Tina aren't regular people, but that you've got somebody that's living a regular life. Each and every person that we interviewed.
But we interviewed, a couple that basically they work together. Snappa
Oh yeah,
and Siebel.
internet sensations that are
Yeah.
killing it on
Hmm.
YouTube with
And
their reaction videos.
yeah, just how, and but working closely together,
And they want to strangle each other
my
at
hats
times.
are
I
off
know.
to them. I promise you, because I'm like Lovey and I, mm-mm.
This is hard enough just doing a
Oh
podcast.
my goodness.
And then you've got another couple that both medical professionals. You've got a doctor and then a radiological. I forget exactly what it was.
No, no,
He's like a radiology technician,
yeah.
but it's a higher level where he's working with like identifying cancer and all of that.
And yeah, and just the stress that COVID had put on their home too.
Oh my God, they have. I mean,
Mhm.
if people think we got it bad, just dealing with COVID, but imagine being afraid and having to change your clothes multiple times, your PPE and all of that multiple times throughout the day, and then going into your garage when you get home, stripping down your clothes in the garage, washing everything, getting all done, and then having to go upstairs and shower before you can interact with any of your children
Mhm.
because it was that bad, that stressful.
Yeah.
And yet they were making their marriage work. They're finding new ways to thrive. And it's just, there's so many things that we discovered over the course of this last year in talking to other couples, and we're going to continue to do in 2021. I want to get better at doing interviews. I want to talk to a variety of different couples. We plan on bringing to you in 2021 the Him and Her Health Series.
Yeah.
We've got some people on deck that we're going to be talking to and interviewing in different ways to help strengthen your marriage, help strengthen your relationship. So 2021 could be the best relationship year that you've ever had with your spouse or your significant other. So we're going to come at you a variety of different ways, and we're excited about it.
So what is I mean, I'm putting you on the spot kind of. What is it that you're looking forward to in 2021?
But see, you didn't answer yours.
I thought I did.
No, you just said you're happy to go to Jamaica. You're looking forward to going to Jamaica.
Okay.
Oh, that's it? Okay. She said, that's all I'm thinking about.
Anyway.
I want some jerk chicken and I want to go to the resort. No, I think something I'm looking forward to is for new ways for you and I to gain a little bit more cohesiveness in how we are coaching more and more. And that's the other thing. We're coaching more couples.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to really work with couples and really keep them at the forefront of everything that we do. So that way we can continue to just really bless them, not just from our experiences, but for what we're learning from other couples as well, to just really help grow the institution of marriage and help people continue to move forward. And it's almost like, each one teach one. You know how they talk about paying it forward?
Mm-hmm.
You go to Starbucks and you pay for somebody in the drive-through behind you and all that. I want to do the exact same thing, but with marriages. I want to pay it forward with every single marriage. We do that to a certain extent with our free workshop, but I want those individuals that we continue a relationship with coaching like we're doing now, but paying it forward to where they become so confident in their relationships based on what they're learning from us and through us, because we're taking things that we're learning from other couples as well. And that they pay it forward in their families, and they're creating new legacies of marriage and relationship and positivity around them. That's what I'm looking forward to in 2021.
Okay, so I'll say for myself, I'm looking forward to just us continuing in our work together. But when I think about the things that I need to do, I know that I need to up my game as far as like where I am at in Married into Crazy, not the 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 coaching aspect or the we're doing the podcast, but just the other stuff that comes behind the scenes. We talk about we've talked about assessment, and Lovey's a high D, high I, pilot, air traffic controller. He's always going to be out in front. He's always going to be the one that you see. I'm
pilot and flight attendant.
What did I say?
You say air traffic controller.
I'm sorry. I'm air traffic. Yeah, I'm ground crew and air traffic controller. So if you see when we say the grounds crew, you see them putting the bags on the airplane, taking them off or guiding the plane in, and those are people that you don't really talk to, and the air traffic controller, you never see the air traffic controller. Yeah, Lovey's a pilot, so he gets up there and he stands there and he's like Superman. I am the guy. I will get you to your destination. but at the same time, he's the flight attendant to where he's going to make sure that everything is,
I'm gonna talk you up.
yeah. So I know that I need to up my game on that on that part of it. We have a conflict sometimes when it comes to what we're doing, because I don't move as fast as he does, and he doesn't. I'm like, you need to slow down, and he's like, you need to move. So,
But think about it in your relationships. That's the yin and yang.
and but see, I'm just saying that because sometimes it can be um, interpreted as I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And we've gotten to a point where we're a lot better at it, um, because we're good in our communication. Where he's like, okay, you need to just come out and you need to tell me blah blah blah. We can deal with it head on. As far as I won't be resentful, because in the past I may have been a little bit resentful because I felt like he was pushing me, or he may have been a little resentful because he feels like he has to pull me. And we've learned how to communicate. And so he's like, okay,
I
I
wasn't
know.
pulling, I was dragging.
Yeah, he was trying to drag me by my hair like he was a caveman or something. But so we've gotten to where we are able to say, okay, we need to have serious conversation. We need to have serious talk. Okay. And I'm strong enough not to get in my feelings when he says things that hurt my feelings, because I don't move fast enough, you know? So,
And that's the beauty of the self-survey, because prior to that, it would have been a battle. There would have been
oh
so
yeah.
many opportunities, or not even opportunities. There were so many instances where we would have just.
I would have dug my heels in and be like, oh,
But now that we're both very well versed when it comes to dealing and helping people with their self-surveys,
Mhm.
that we're able to, utilizing DISC, that we are able to now think about, okay, well, that's why he's doing XYZ. He's coming
Mhm.
from that direction. So now that I know that they're coming from that direction, this is how he thinks and the pace at which he thinks, then let me say this in a language that he's going to understand.
Right. And that part right there, saying things in languages that your spouse or your significant other understands, and not being learning not to be confrontational with it. You know, I've said before, there's always going to be conflict, because conflict, it just is going to happen, but it doesn't have to be combat, you know. So sometimes when we are in confrontation, we're ready to come. It's combat, you know. I got my combat boots on, you know. I got my whatever, and we just like, okay, let's throw them things in, you know. And
I would love to see you with some combat boots on.
I have boots.
I said some combat boots.
Those are not combat boots.
Steel toes. No,
Oh
those are
no,
not.
those not. They're not steel toed. They're my version of combat boots. Okay.
Suede. I've never made it to combat. I'm just saying. But I get you. And that's not, but think about you. I mean, I know we're having a little bit of fun. We're closing out the year. This upcoming year, we plan on pouring into you in so many different ways that we just really want each and every person that's hearing our voice to go out. And here's our challenge to you going into 2021. Everyone that's listening, share the podcast with 3 to 5 other people. Mm-hmm. And we're actually going to I'm looking into different ways to where you can be rewarded by referring people. So there's a couple of things that I'm working on right now to where we're that appreciative of you that we want to be able to reward you for expanding the conversation. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. But in the meantime, start sharing and open it up to more people, because we're relying on you to help us fulfill a goal of really blessing marriage. And we believe that through you, the questions that you ask, the interactions we have with you, and the opportunity to really expand the conversation and bring more people into the conversation benefits each and every one of us from a marital standpoint.
So, and here's the thing too. I always think back on the things that happen, and they may have happened over 20 years ago, but they still happen and they're still relevant right now. So when Lovey got stabbed in the heart, and then he almost died, or he actually did. I mean, for all technical purposes, he did die. He came back. We were able to survive that. And then when the first 4 years of our marriage were that, what we went through as far as the all the just the fight, the back and forth, the pulling, and then all the other people that were the what is it, what do you call them, not onlookers, but the outside folk, the folk that were outside of our home, but the in-laws, and they were
All those people on the periphery.
yeah, they were, all the stuff that happened, that tore us, that kind of tore us apart. And me saying, okay, I'm pretty much, I'm done. I want a divorce. But we were still able to survive, and we're able to be where we are now. Next on Sundays, I'm sorry, Monday, as a matter of fact, a week from today will be our 24th anniversary. And I say all that to say this: I do not believe that we were intended to just keep that to ourselves. We weren't intended to go through that and just save it for ourselves. It's like the talents, the Lord gave the money and whatever. So what did you do with it? Did you just keep it to yourself? Shame on you if you did.
We can't bury this marriage.
So we can't exactly. We can't bury the marriage. We can't bury the talents that got us through to be here, to be able to bless other people. I believe that this is what the Lord has in store for us. We went through that so that we can be here to talk to you, whoever you are, to say, hey, if we were able to get through it, you can also,
right. Barring abuse, like we always say.
We always say that, barring abuse.
So we're going to call this one what? The parable of the marriage talents?
I don't know what we're going to call it.
No, and again, this isn't about us so much as it's about you. It's about us serving you. And we're looking for new and interesting ways to really serve you going into 2021, and to allow you to be a shining example of your relationship for others. Because I know that we had talked about many times that there's a lot of relationships, a lot of people go through life and they're never able to see a marriage like yours, a relationship like yours, that you're laboring to make sure it's very positive, for your kids. If you have kids, maybe, you're the first ones, to really have a lasting, enduring, healthy marriage in your family. We've experienced that, and we've seen that. We had somebody that was a shining beacon for us amongst a lot of other stuff that was going on. And sometimes it's all it takes to change the course. We talk about changing, generational curses or what have you, when it comes to finances, when it comes to health, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to just so many, ownership, so many different ways. But you know what? Let's break that generational curse, if it exists, and set the example when it comes to having a marriage. It's not easy. You're still going to have ups and downs. You're going to have challenges, but there's a healthy way to deal with all that. And we're still trying to discover new and healthy ways, because there's going to be challenges in year 25, 26, 30 that at year 22, we weren't prepared to deal with. And we're learning as we go as well. So a lot of the resources, a lot of the people that we're going to bring in and introduce you all to, as well as ourselves, we're going to have fun with that.
Yeah.
And we welcome each and every one of you. So what are you smiling?
No, I said we're going to have fun with it.
It's going to be a good time. So we're going to close out the year.
I can't smile.
I was like, look, when you smile, I get nervous.
Wow.
Like she about to bring, you about to bring the heat.
Wow.
Something.
Okay.
So what we want to do right now.
No. So when I come on here and I'm frowning and I'm looking crazy, he'd be like, why are you frowning? Well, I'm going to remind you of this podcast, the last
I'm gonna retract
podcast
that.
of 2020.
I just took it back.
You didn't.
I just took it back.
I remember everything.
So let's close out with I Can for couples.
My bad.
And so what we want to do again is, like we do every single week, we close out with an affirmation. This will be the affirmation that will take us into the new year. So whatever this says, both of you listen to it and let's carry this into the new year. Okay, you got yours?
No, I don't.
Okay, and I'm grabbing mine right now. What does yours say?
I can share more often.
See?
So I'm going to share the chores.
You share the chores.
I am with you.
Mine says I can cook dinner for my partner.
Ooh, that's me sharing.
So you sharing the chore of cooking dinner. Okay. Yeah. We'll carry that into the new year. Yeah. I need to make some cioppino.
Oh yeah, it's time. Huh?
It's time. Well, Kiki doesn't eat it, but
who cares?
Hey y'all, look.
Everything is not about your twin,
Like we do every single podcast, the end of the audio part, we observe 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence. We do that because it's for social justice. It's a reminder. We know that George Floyd was denied the freedom to breathe, was choked out for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. But we've refrained from saying George Floyd's name, not because of him, not because of the controversy surrounding him, but because there's so many other names. There's the Breonna Taylors of the world. There's so many other individuals of the world that you just never heard their names because it never made the media or the national media. It was localized. There's so many people out there that are denied their freedoms in the greatest country in the world. And we want to remind everybody that take 8 minutes and 46 seconds right now to reflect on how you can be a better citizen, how you can be a better contributor to wherever it is that you live, so that everybody has the rights that are given to each and every one of us to the Constitution of the United States. So with that said, we're going to let it go. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You guys stay safe, be blessed, and just take care of family.
Take care of family, stay safe. And again, if you're working on that new body, go get you those 2 weeks free over at Beachbody on Demand through our website, marriedintocrazy.com. So until the next time, be blessed.
Bye-bye.